This is the trellis stitch. It is considered a laid work stitch because the thread is laid on the front of the fabric and then tacked down, kind of similar to couching. So how we do this is we would start with our green stitches here, and we want to do all of the rows going one direction first. So I would come up, start one row, and then I'm going to do mine vertically. So go across to the other side, and then I come up on that side again, leaving a space for however wide I want my rows to be. And then I go back down to the other side. We will add however many rows we want here. We want to keep them pretty parallel and the same length. It's okay if they're not perfect. All right, so we'll go with 4. Then we're going to do our horizontal rows. So again, we start down where we want that first horizontal row to start. You can see mine is coming out a little further away from the end of my, or the side of my vertical stitches. But again, I go across to the other side here. Pulling that across, and then we come up to the other side, sorry, the same side, and then again across to the other side here. And we're leaving these rows spaced out, but also pretty parallel, trying to keep them as even as possible as well. Again, it's okay if they're not perfect. Let's add one more in here. All right, so this is the base for my trellis stitch, and I'm going to knot this thread off and use another color to show the other stitches here. So I'll just do a little slip knot here, tack that down. All right, you could use the same color for this next part. I just want to make sure you see it really well, so we're going to grab another color here. Get my needle ready. Perfect. Add a little knot. All right, so after we have our lines laid out, we need to make our short little tacking stitches, and these go over where the threads cross. So for this, I'm going to come up just slightly inside, below that first horizontal line and to the left of that vertical line. So I come on up, and then I'm going to just make a short little stitch that crosses over that horizontal line and goes to the right of the vertical line. There we go. You can see I have a little diagonal stitch there. Now I'm going to do that across this horizontal row. So again, come up to the left of my vertical stitch, slightly below the horizontal line, and then go across that horizontal line going to the right of my vertical line. We want all of these to go in the same direction, and they're just short little tacking stitches that are on the diagonal. There we go. So we have our first row. Now we're going to jump up to our second row and do this again. So for me, it's a little easier to start on the right and go across down to the left, but you could do it the other way too. We just want all of these tacking stitches to be going in the same direction. And we just keep doing this across the entire piece here. And this holds down those threads together, because before they're kind of flopping around loose, and these little tacking stitches keep them nice and tight and flush to the fabric. This is a fun stitch to add on top of other designs because it can add some extra depth and dimension to your stitching. You could use it on its own like this as well too, maybe to create a little fence or a pie crust or something. Really, the possibilities are endless, which is what I love about embroidery. It's a little bit like coloring. Alright, last row here. Come up and do our little tacking stitches again. Go. 2 more. And the last one, get this little corner here. And there we go. That is the trellis stitch.